Hello. Nice abrupt ending there. Thanks, Eddie. Appreciate
That's
it.
you.
Anyhow, guys, thanks for tuning in today and hanging out with us. We kind of a free flow show today, and just wanted to hang out, shoot the breeze a little bit, recap the weekend and some of the stuff we did with the wild man Cameron Ferre and NHRA's stop in Bristol, Thunder Valley, and wishing our dude Edgar on the engineering side, happy birthday to our boy Eddie Express. And good man, Wink, I see you working. Good man.
Dad.
And yeah, Clint, thanks for checking in. Yeah, man, it's all about shooting the shit today and hanging out. And I'm just gonna get right to it. I'm gonna bring Cam right into it and roll with it. So what's up? Oh, look at the driving suits in the background. I hope.
Wow.
Excuse me.
My bad. Are you a race car driver?
I'm in my garage / office, so everything that's not allowed in the house is in my garage. So
nice.
Yeah.
So what's up, man? Obviously, we're I figured we just hang out today and talk some racing, talk some V-dubs, talk before I even get started though, I have to ask, is one of those suits the infamous suit that well, yeah, we all know they came from Baby Gap. But
well, if I, maybe we could work a deal with Baby Gap and do like a V-dub EMPI signature Cameron Ferre line would be pretty sick. For all the kids out there. No, actually one of these is not one of the infamous suits that actually got burned.
Good.
That was actually returned to its rightful owner, and I'm pretty sure he threw it in a trash can with some bleach and let it rip. So,
boy, finally, yeah. For those of you guys don't know, there was an infamous driving suit that that the Cam borrowed to go off-road racing with us, and come to find out the previous owner had really bad luck in it, and then every time Cam wore it, we really had some bad luck with it. So,
yeah, I think we were 2 for 2 with that fire suit. 2 times out, 2 times upside down. So needless to say, I didn't borrow that anymore, and I got my own stuff. So I should have done that in the first place. But I mean, I had stuff, but unfortunately it wasn't at my discretion at the time. It was back east. So
stuff happens.
Yeah,
it's cool to see everybody chiming in and you guys supporting the show every single week. I got to get that out of the way. It's something that means a lot to me. And we spend a lot of time on the road thinking about and talking about stuff like this, Cam. But I mean, let's talk some drag racing. I mean, what did it feel like to be back in the seat? And then we'll dive into, why we're doing this stuff.
Well, first of all, I got to say that's a sick Dixon flannel you have. I have the same exact one myself. With Clay Smith Cam's edition. Very nice, looking fresh. It matches that skateboard deck right behind you nicely.
Great. Wonderful. And yes, I know Tom's listening. Yes, I do have eyebrows. Okay, so let's move on.
No, it was rad. I mean,
too.
Corey. Corey and I have been working on this for behind the scenes for a very long time. I've been trying to get EMPI back into the forefront of drag racing for quite some time. During the pandemic, we've been brainstorming, shooting a whole bunch of ideas back and forth with each other. And as we were going off-road racing and, kind of getting through the pandemic, we had a really good time with the off-road stuff. And we just, kind of wanted to keep it rolling within the drag racing side. EMPI has a huge following when it comes to just anything, hobbyist related, but, especially, with their inch pincher stuff, back in the day in drag racing, it was kind of a natural thing to like bring this stuff back into NHRA drag racing, and to be able to do it at the pinnacle of the sport in top field drag racing is pretty cool. And I'm super excited and grateful that I get to be the one that does it. And, it's, everybody says, well, why Volkswagen? Why would you get sponsored by a Volkswagen company for a nitro Hemi burning top fuel car? Well, you got to understand that look how many people, there's, 50,000 people in the stands sometimes. And almost every one of them, it seems, as we found in Bristol, seems to have some sort of a Volkswagen story or tie to a Volkswagen in general. I can't tell you how many people came up to us just this last weekend in Bristol and said they had a Volkswagen in their garage, or they have EMPI parts on order for their cars, or, whatever it is. And, everyone has a Volkswagen story, and we're just out there kind of kind of bringing that to light and showing them that EMPI is still around and it's thriving in a big way. And, you know, it's awesome to be able to get them the TV exposure and all the things that EMPI is looking to do. So,
yeah, I mean, you brought up a great point, Cam, and so kind of segue into it. I mean, we, you know, of course, being the marketing guy here and where we're spending money and what we're doing, I mean, a lot of questions have been raised, and one of the things that you hit the nail on the head is that, you know, people don't really realize that, you know, hey, we're still around, or I mean, and it's not that they didn't know or that they're just it's not in that. We take it for granted sometimes because we're right in the Southern California scene. Right. But really what we want to do is, if you look at the long play, right, with regards to where we want to go for the future and kind of refilling it, the generations that were before us, you know, they've already got their cars, are established or whatever. What we need to do is spark that interest into the younger generation, or rekindle that emotional attachment that somebody had with the car, with, you know, grandpa had one behind the shed, or my mom used to drop me off at school here. And that's really what we want to try to do is draw that out of people and touch those heartstrings and get things to just essentially hopefully spark and then build them another car or get involved in some way, shape, or form, and let everybody know that, hey man, we're here and we're really, you know, we're working towards something in some way, shape, or form. Everybody's got a Volkswagen story, and that's the whole thing. And we're hoping that by you verbalizing that to us when you stop by the pits or when you come and hang out and just to see what's going on, that you'll start talking about it, and you're like, man, I sure kind of miss it when you go home on that Sunday after the fireworks show and you're thinking about it Sunday night when you're in bed and you go to work the next day. We're really hoping that kind of starts that burn inside you to go out and get another car or be.
Yeah. And I mean, absolutely. The biggest thing too is, you know, a lot of people think that, you know, in the stands and, you know, oh, I've always wanted to have a hot rod, or, oh, I've always wanted to restore some sort of car. Well, that's what's awesome about EMPI and Volkswagen in general. You don't have to have $300,000 sitting in the bank to go restore a car. The great part about EMPI is they have a whole catalog of stuff that's readily available and affordable that somebody can, you know, go from sitting in the stands watching a race to go home on Monday, open up the catalog and order pretty much anything you want to build a car. And you know, making that transition is huge. And I think it's going to be awesome to see all the people that it's sparked all that stuff, you know, like me coming from Huntington Beach. I mean, I'm a SoCal beach boy, and of course I have Volkswagen ties in my life. And, you know, the body shops that, you know, I've ran when I was younger, I mean, that's all we used to really do is restore Volkswagen. So, you know, it's really cool to kind of see it all come together.
No, man, appreciate it. It's been a blast so far, and we're barely getting rolling. Mm-hmm. I think I was actually talking to my team earlier today here in the marketing group and saying, look, man, we actually have a really, really good team and a definite threat to be a contender out there.
Absolutely. I mean, unfortunately, we kind of got burned a little bit with the NHRA timing system situation they had in qualifying, but that, you know, on paper, I mean, the thing was trucking, and, you know, we should have been, you know, probably number 7 or 8 qualifier. But I mean, the thing's running career bests, and, you know, we set it up for first round to go a 78. And, you know, unfortunately we were the first section of cars out in eliminations, and the track was a little rough. Bristol, for those of you that don't know, is a beautiful track. Awesome. The atmosphere, the vibe, and everything is second to none. But unfortunately, there's some tunnels that actually go under the track that a lot of people don't know about. And it really messes up the transitions when it comes to a top fuel car and applying the clutch, all this 11,000 horsepower amount of power to the ground. So unfortunately, at about 330 feet out, we started to haze the tires, and our day was done in first round. But we have a lot of really good data, you know, on our career best in qualifying, and we're excited to go into Vegas and see what actually happens. I mean, we're swinging for the fence in Vegas, and, you know, it is Vegas, so we're going to roll every piece of die we can and see if we can't hurt some feelings out there.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I think we got a great crew assembled. Todd's done a fantastic car owner job and getting a fantastic pit crew team assembled, essentially, and then the help of an awesome crew chief that's got a pedigree to follow along with it. So guys.
Yeah, we're super lucky to have Stewie, John Stewart, doing the crew chief duties for the team, and he's kind of a legend in the sport. I mean, he's not super old or anything, but he's been around for a very long time and tuned for a lot of very good drivers out there, and Morgan Lucas and the Laganas and Torrances and stuff like that. So he knows what he's talking about, and it's funny. He said, they said, "Oh, what are you looking to run in Q1?" And he said this and pointed to his notes that he had, and it was within 2 thou of what he was shooting for. So he's no slouch, and I'm excited to be working with him again. When I first got my license, I was able to work with him, and it's awesome to come full circle and get back to it. And we're swinging for a home run in Vegas and Pomona.
Be ready. I mean, you kind of spilled the beans already. So guys, we are doing a 3-race deal now. Yeah, we will be at Vegas over Halloween weekend, the 29th, 30th, and 31st at the Las Vegas Drag Strip. So be sure to come by and check it out. And then obviously closing out the 2021 season in style right in our home track at Pomona, November 12th, 13th, and 14th. So
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah, no, we got some special stuff planned that a lot of the Bristol fans were able to see live and in person. So all of our West Coast fans, they're going to be able to see kind of some of the cool stuff that we have planned, on and off the track. I mean, it's not just when you come to a drag race, it's not just, oh, yeah, watch the cars go down the track. It's a whole experience, and we're looking to really sell that and show that within our pit. So if you guys are on the West Coast and you're looking to either come to Vegas or Pomona, please swing by and, tell us not only your Volkswagen story, but just swing by, say hi, get a picture, get a hero card, and, learn more about EMPI, from the back of the hero card, and, just have a good time. That's what we're looking to do. And, swing by maybe our hospitality stuff. We got some things that you guys might like when checking that stuff out. And I won't go too much into detail about that until you see it, but
bro,
can't be telling everything.
All the secrets.
Yeah, no. Shh. So it's going to be really exciting. So if you guys are coming to any of those events, definitely please swing by, and you never know what Corey might be dressed up as.
Yeah. Oh man, you're damn it. You're letting out the secrets, man. So it is Halloween weekend, guys. There could be some fun. We got a couple ideas planned out, so we'll see how it rolls, But super excited. Got a couple questions, Cam, that have been coming through the messenger and whatnot. They said, how do you feel as far as your body goes after making a pass that's 6 Gs and -5 at the end, and your eyeballs want to come out of your head? What does your body feel like right after the pass, and then like the next morning, the soreness, or if there's soreness or whatnot?
It's honestly, and the biggest adrenaline rush that I can't even explain the amount of adrenaline that goes through it. Everybody says, oh, it's only 3.7 seconds or whatever, but what your body physically goes through during that time is insane. Going from 5 and 6 Gs to take off to -5 and 6 Gs, that's like fighter pilot stuff, and it all happens within a few seconds. So going from extreme pressure to extreme negative pressure, it actually does take a toll on your body. Not only is it the sensation of it that is indescribable, and why I do it, because I love it so much. But your body does take a toll. And today and even yesterday, obviously more yesterday, but I do get sore. So, on a personal level, I've broken my shoulder twice on other racing related things. So my shoulders actually go through a lot of stress. I wear a Hans device, and I actually wear like 8 seatbelts. So you got 8 seatbelts, your arms are tied in, your head's tied in with a Hans device. So you try not to move, but there's so much strain, and you'd be amazed how tight the crew will get you in the car. And then when you stop, how loose your belts can actually get, because they stretch. So it does take a lot of strain on your body. That's why if you see in some of the interviews, if you watch on TV, that, the drivers are kind of out of breath. Or some drivers, they decide to take oxygen before they get in the cars, because it just helps. But yeah, it definitely takes it out of you. And it's not so much the endurance that you need for it. It's just hard on your body. So kind of a young man sport a little bit, even though everybody wants to do it as long as they can.
It's like they said, it's like a drug, right? Once it's in your blood.
Well, that's the thing. I've never been into the whole drug scene, but I'd be willing to bet this is probably better than any sort of drug out there.
I'm sure many would agree with you as well. What really what do you feel, or what are you trying to accomplish over the next couple of races? What's the goal for Cam? I'm just asking
Honestly,
'cause
is
I want you to tell people.
what's that?
I'm just asking because as a fan, and I want you to tell people.
Honestly, aside from promoting my sponsors to the best of my ability, and because at the end of the day, this is a marketing platform for the companies that represent me and all that stuff. But on a personal racing level, is to do the best that I possibly can. I've been racing for 25 years now, and I've done very, very well, and I've had years that it's just been a complete struggle. And I feel that this is my best chance that I've had in a very long time to do very well. And and it showed this weekend the potential of the team, and I want win lights, and I mean, so does the team, Peyton Racing. They're searching for those win lights just as much as I am, and I feel like this is going to be these next two races are going to kind of show, put it out there and say, hey, Cameron Ferre, EMPI, and JBS Equipment and everybody else we're here to play. We're not here to mess around. And hopefully that can stream into 22. You never know. I mean, we'll see. But my task at hand right now is to kick some ass in Vegas and Pomona.
Awesome, bro. I'm excited. I mean, a lot of people don't know about the Peyton family racing and some of this, who's the team owner and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
They've got over 55 years of racing experience, and the car that you're driving is a contender and a definite threat.
Absolutely. The Peytons have been around for a very long time. They're world champions in the alcohol funny car ranks. They raced professionally in the alcohol funny car ranks for, I think, like 15 years. And then Todd's dad, Barry, he was a racer himself, and that's kind of what instilled the needle into Todd and his brother Tony's veins. And they kind of wanted to keep it alive. And Barry's still very much a part of the deal. And he's the main owner, and Todd and Tony are the side owners. His sons, but it's all a family effort. And the team is actually based out of Canada, believe it or not, Ontario, Canada. And so it's kind of a cool tie-in. A lot of people may or may not know my wife is Canadian as well. So it's really cool that they're willing to cross international borders, and with how hard that is right now in the world, they want to go racing that bad, and they're out there gunning for round wins and win lights. So I'm super excited to be involved in that. And Todd and I go back for years. I mean, I've known Todd for probably 15 years, and I used to work with him at RacePack Data Systems, and we work very well together. We get along really well, and it showed this last weekend. It was not only we're there to do a job, but we like to have some fun too.
Yeah, the big shout out to the crew and the whole team. Those guys did a fantastic job. Everybody knew their role. Everybody did their job. It was very smooth, very fluid, even for being off for 2 years during this whole COVID thing. Those guys did a fantastic, and girls, those guys and girls did a fantastic job. And everybody knew their role. And it was really neat to see, like, they weren't even worried to go rounds or to make the cut in time.
No, they had, you would swear that they were DSR. I mean, if you looked in our pit before first round, I mean, they're not going up there going, oh yeah, sure, we may lose or whatever. I mean, they were like, they had cylinder heads ready to go, a blower. I mean, everything was prepped and ready to go for us to fly in, service the car, and back for second round. So I mean, they're planning on winning, and that's and so am I. So it's a great team effort. The team has actually been together for a really long time, and the majority of the team is based out of Canada as well. So they were excited to break out of there, get into the States, and do a little racing. So they said they had like 2 years of buildup of nitro in their veins, and they were ready to release it. So
little cabin fever, and it was funny that 42 degrees outside, and they were enjoying the warm weather.
Yeah, pretty much. It was a little chilly, and they're out there in t-shirts, and Corey and I are having, wearing every sweatshirt that we brought with us. So
yeah, cuddling, of course, but that's for another time. Those are different shows, different hours. Guys, thanks for tuning in. I mean, really, while you're here, while you're hanging out, fire us some questions. We'll go do our best to get through them as best we can. I'm trying to monitor the phone as well to see what's coming through. And while we got Cam for a few minutes before it's he's got to run, we'll try to fire through those off. So if you guys have some more questions, keep them coming through. Another question we have right now is how much nitro are you guys does it say how much nitro, which percentage of it? How much gas or nitro do you guys run through a typical pass?
In a typical pass, usually if it's a full-fledged run, I mean, you're talking, probably about 15 gallons. It holds a little bit more than that. Probably it's like a 20-gallon tank, but it's pretty fuel efficient if you think about it. You go 1,000 feet and you use about 15 gallons. So uh, at about what is it? It's like $1,800 for a barrel of nitro. So yeah, do the math on that one.
Yeah,
She's not exactly fuel efficient, but yeah, it's give or take. Let's just call it 15 gallons.
awesome.
Yeah.
What would be, and I'm apologize for keep looking off the screen, guys, because I am trying to read the comments as they come through other
check myself out.
Yeah. But what do we do? Let me read this. Excuse me while I try to read this properly. I guess I'm getting old now. I gotta bring my phone a little closer. Basically, they're asking the justice, does the team with the most money seem to always win? And how do you, as a a privateer, because essentially, we're not backed by Dodge or Toyota or somebody else or Volkswagen yet. How do we compete at that level?
It's just a matter of assembling, the best people you can for the budget that you have. And everybody in all motorsports, everybody says, oh, well, the guy with the most money is going to win. Sure. Because they can buy the best parts, the best this, the best that. Luckily in drag racing now, a lot of the parts and pieces, we're kind of restricted on what we can use in certain things like cylinder heads wise and stuff like that. Sure. The John Forces and the DSRs of the world manufacture their own stuff, but that's just because they go through so many, because they have so many mega teams. I mean, you can get the same amount of stuff. I can call AJ right now, at Alan Johnson Performance and buy the same cylinder head that they're going to put on, they could put on a DSR car if they weren't manufacturing it themselves. So I don't really believe in the guy with the most money wins. It's just like for a team like us, we're gathering data as we go, and we're just getting back into it. So we're a little bit behind the 8-ball, but not a lot. I mean, shoot, the first pass after a 2-year layoff, we're really not that far off. We're only a couple hundredths of a second off of, everybody else in the field. So, and it's just harnessing the track conditions and finding yourself a good crew chief, which we have, and, just making it happen, and as a driver, making sure that you can get the car down the track. If you have to pedal it, if it shakes the tires, cut a good light, things like that. I mean, me as a driver, I practice my lights, and, a lot of people say, oh, well, it must be easy to just step on the gas. Well, there's so much. Actually, I was talking to Corey about this, on our way home. Cutting a light in a top fuel dragster is a lot harder than it looks and sounds, because when you step on the gas, like if you slow mo the video and you watch the butterflies on the injector, those are open well before the lights even turn green. And it's because of the linkage and the clutch, and how, depending upon what type of clutch you use, you have to anticipate all that. And, so there's way more things to it than a lot of people, meet the eye per se. So I don't really believe in the whole, guy with the most money wins, because grit and determination beats out any money in my book.
Yeah, I mean, and I think you got to get lucky a little bit too. But I mean,
Yeah,
that happened this weekend. Guys that were blistering the track on a Friday, or excuse me, on a Saturday even, we're not there making the appearance for second round. So anything can happen. I mean, you can overpower the track, the conditions change. There could be an oil down and before you, so the scrubbing the track is different. I mean, it's
that's what happened to us in Q2, for instance, right? So in Q2, there was a 8-hour rain delay, and we were the very first car, the very first pair down the track. So the track conditions changed so much that there's so much to factor in. The water actually seeps up from the bottom of the track where the rubber is, and they scrape it, and they do all these different things. So you have to factor all that stuff in as you're getting the tune-up. Obviously, we know with a top fuel car and a funny car, I mean, 11,000 horsepower, we clearly have enough power to get the job done. It's just a matter of harnessing all that. So
I think it's one of the misconceptions too with the sport. is that, you have all this horsepower, but I mean, really, there's only a small fraction within the run itself, within that, let's just call it 4 seconds or sub 4 seconds, that you're actually applying the power to the power to the track, where the clutches are fully locked up, the motor's fully going, the fuel's full on, ignition's all the way in. It's only fractions of a second.
Yeah, because you're actually taking so much timing out of it and slipping the clutch so much down the track that a lot of that power actually isn't even getting to the track. And sometimes less power is better, and to get you where you need to go.
Yep, absolutely. Guys, those are some great questions, and we've been fielding them from just within the 4 walls here at EMPI, and the guys was sending them in like that, I think, are some of the great stuff. And so it's very cool to actually get some of the breakdown on that for people to go with it. So hope you guys like it. I mean, hope you guys dug the tow vehicle. How does it feel to win the tow vehicle of the weekend award?
Are you kidding me? Hell yeah. That we're super grateful to Lee and his family for letting us use that. It was really cool that you put out a little blast, and it was a little something extra for the fans, and it definitely worked. I mean, everybody was drooling over that sucker, and it was a sick car too. That thing was rad, and he's got it dialed in, and it towed the dragster quite nicely. Corey did really well. He didn't smoke the clutch out of it either.
No, you tried to burn me down, though, sucker. So guys, the brakes in a top fuel car are really good. They're even better after they're warm,
when they're hot.
The track. So when Cameron wants to slow down coming downhill, and then the bus really just slams you forward, it was pretty interesting. But no, it's really just it was just something different, right? And that's what the years gone by, or the times gone by, whatnot. But it's really cool, and I think that's one of the reasons why I enjoy like the crackle cars and different stuff like that, is because that's how it all started, man. That's how it all began. It was you, your car, a couple of kids raggedy in the back of the thing, do whatever you got to do to go to the races. You go to Lions, you go to, anywhere. And it was you and the parts you could bring with you, and your daily driver station wagon to get you going somewhere. And that's the vibe. Like, I wanted, like, when we're all human, we all put our pants on too, a leg at a time, and roll with it. So it's like, if we can entice it in another direction with a V-Dub, man, and share our passion, our enthusiasm for these stupid little cars that we love so much, and to do something different. I mean, there wasn't a smile in the house that didn't stop when we drove by, towing it to the lanes, bringing it back to lanes, that didn't enjoy it. So
absolutely. And I mean, that's the thing with drag racing as a whole too. It's when you go to one of these events, it's not just to go sit in the stands for hours and sweat your ass off in the bleachers. I mean, there's so much more to do. And, every ticket's a pit pass, that whole thing. Yeah. You don't pay for the whole ticket, you pay for the whole seat, but you only use the edge, kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
No, but there's a full midway. There's, you can go up close and personal with all the teams, and, literally like NASCAR, you can't do that. You can't go in the pits and go essentially walk up to the ropes and say, hey, what is it that you're doing in there? As the cylinder heads are off the engine. So it's really cool. And that's how we get to interact with fans, myself and Corey, and, that's where we get to hear all these cool Volkswagen stories as we go. So it's really cool.
What's another good thing is when you guys do come by the pits and stuff like that, look for what we like to call fan candy. And usually at the back of the trailers, for those that are kind of veterans, usually at the back of the trailers on the floor underneath the deck, there's usually some spare parts and cool little freebies that are come out of a nitro burning 11,000 horsepower hot rod. That it could be a floater disc for the clutch, could be a sleeve, could be a piston, could be a rod. And if you're lucky enough to grab one, bring it over and I will promise you, if you see me at the track, I will drag Cameron out of the hospitality trailer and make him come sign some stuff,
Absolutely. I especially love giving that stuff to little guys too. Cause I was that kid. I was that little track rat when I was a kid, running around collecting hero cards, and, probably getting in trouble and being places I probably shouldn't be, just because I wanted to get a glimpse at stuff like that. So there you go. There's a prime example.
I'm still a track rat, right?
You go. Yeah. So, I mean, it's all cool. And, stuff like that. I mean, it makes people's day, and, being that kid and being able to say that I was a kid collecting parts and hero cards in the stands when, or at the track when I was 8 years old, and now to be a professional race car driver and doing this stuff is crazy. You know, a lot of people don't realize that myself, I don't come from a motorsports family. I mean, I come from a family of body shops and things like that. That kind of stops where our car stuff is. But we're beach people. My brother and sister, nobody was racers. It was just me, and my dad kind of instilled the motorsport in esque stuff in me with cars in general and stuff like that. And I just fell in love with it and said I had to do it. And I didn't take no for an answer, and here we are. So I'm a guy that'll tell you that you don't have to be rich. You don't have to come from a famous last name. You make your own luck, and you just got to work really hard, and you might have to work harder than the next guy, but I'm okay with that. So,
yeah, I mean, your quote was very inspirational on Facebook this morning and Instagram and whatnot. Just the drive that you have and the tenacity to just, you've been kicked in the nuts plenty of times. I mean, as being your friend, outside of the stuff, I've watched the struggles. I've bared it. I've taken the 9 p.m., 10 p.m. phone calls driving home and the frustration. And then to finally see, at least our little part, kind of the plan where we have to bring EMPI back and then for you to be able to be that guy has been pretty cool to see. So,
yeah, no, I'm super grateful for the opportunity. And, you take these little opportunities as huge victories in my eyes and in my world. And, they could blossom into even better opportunities. So, not only for myself, but, for EMPI and, the business to business things that we work on, at the track and things like that, aside from just the racing. There's so much more that goes into this than just racing. And racing is just kind of the extra part. There's a lot of business that's involved, and I enjoy that part as well. I went to college for marketing, so I understand how it all works. And, that's, I think, probably why Corey and I get along so great, because our conversations a lot of times are a lot about marketing. So,
yeah. It's just being fresh and unique, right? And that's the fun part of this whole thing. And you did touch on a fantastic point about the business aspect of stuff. There's relationships, right? I mean, there's parts being made. You talked about the manufacturer Midway and whatnot. The guys that are building those type of parts that we're already working with. I'll just use like the words Moroso or Holly or anybody else. Those those type of people and those people that are pulling the decisions on those product lines are there at the races many times. And this will allow us to give each other a great time to sit down at a table in our hospitality or in a media center, or just frankly off to the side of the starting line. I had a great conversation with somebody this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it's
to blossom that into another business venture, or bringing in a product line, or us going into putting our product into a Summit or a Jags and stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot of moving pieces going on at all times, and guys, I cannot wait to see what 22 is going to bring. So you brought up a great point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got a good question from the boys over at VW Life. Cam Paul putting you on the spot right now, says the VW Life guys, and they're, by the way, they got 40,000 YouTube followers and whatnot. So they smash whatever I'm trying to do. It's kind of pathetic, but they call you out on the floor, man. What kind of VW does he have? What kind of VW does Cameron have?
Currently, I'm working on a 70 Beetle. Super Beetle. I just acquired that recently, and just in the process of it's actually at our body shop, and but we've restored about a bazillion of them, and so I came across this 70, and you'll be they might what
you're gonna get a taste of it, sucker.
Yeah, you guys might see it more so than you want to see, but I'll leave it at that.
We'll have all fun and games. Butch chiming in says, yeah, his favorite part, broken parts. Yeah, I mean, these obviously everything's got a life expectancy in a big nitro car. So, rods and pistons and whatnot. It all adds up. So
yeah, the strain on these parts is crazy. I mean, sometimes a crankshaft will only last a couple runs, which is mind-boggling to me. But you'd be amazed at how much that 1471 on the top blower will cause that a crank to move this far at the snout is pretty crazy. So
it's insane. And the amount of power that it takes to turn the blowers and all these fun, like these cool little fun facts that you know, that you love to talk about at the track and to shoot the breeze about, just to give people a concept of, you know, that your normal daily driver commuter car isn't really even enough horsepower to turn that 1471 to maximum boost of what's needed. So it's kind of insane, some of the relative conversation, fun facts, if you will.
Yep.
Dave Bendig, Dirty Dave says, great question, says, can you explain what a brand ambassador is?
Would you like to do that, or would you like me to do that?
A marketing Cameron 101. I'll let you go ahead and run with it.
There we go. Well, essentially an ambassador would be, you know, I guess somebody like myself. So you've linked with a brand, say, let's just use EMPI as an example, and they use my reach, my outlets in order to promote their product and their brand. And, you know, whether that be through, you know, media content, social media following, you know, my racing, for example, all that stuff. A lot of times, you know, like say, for instance, for SEMA, right? So SEMA's coming up, or PRI. Hey, Cameron, can you come to our booth, sign autographs, you know, get some hype going and get them to your booth so you can show and explain the company's parts or services or whatever it may be. Is kind of, I mean, I guess the quick and easy definition of it for you.
I'd like to add a little piece to that. And one of the things that we really look at for, and I'll speak for myself, and I know many other marketing guys within this industry, right? All marketing guys talk. Okay, let's get that out there. So if you're talking to somebody at Holly, or you're talking to Willwood, or I'm just across the board, they're always talking to each other because they're referencing, right? But we're looking at the person, and we're looking at the person as well on and off the track. How do you represent yourself? Not when you're not on camera, when you're not in front of the people, when you are, you know, maybe at the track, but it's after hours. Are you that guy? Are you going to be that guy or girl? So those are the things we're looking at, and that's just a cold hard truth. And you know, it goes how people really are, because
well, yeah, and a lot of people don't think about, you know, I'll expand on that a little bit. You know, I've been in this industry for a very long time, and you get it, like, say, for instance, I'm wearing an EMPI hat right now, right? So if it's after hours and, you know, the TV cameras are off and everything, and I'm wearing an EMPI hat, and, you know, I was the guy doing X, you know, doing a keg stand on the top of somebody's trailer, like looking like a knucklehead, that doesn't look very good for EMPI, right? Even though just because I'm wearing their hat, but like you associate with that company or that brand. So you need to, you know, be respectful and, you know, whatever it is. I mean, some people, but you also gotta pick which route you want to go, because some brands and companies want you to do that kind of stuff. So you can't link yourself into a brand over, you know, say over here that wants you to do that, and then a brand over here that's, you know, really not really interested in that type of market. So you just got to pick your poison, and, you know what, you know, be true to yourself. You know, I've always been true to myself. You know, I'm a family man. I'm married with 2 kids, and, you know, I never really went down that road. I mean, sure, it's always nice to have a cold one with Corey or something, you know, but within reason. You know, we're not out there looking like a bunch of, you know, knuckleheads. So
unless we're in the golf cart, all bets are off when we're in the go-kart. The golf cart.
Mr. Wheelie King.
Man, still got it. Just saying. Thanks, OMG. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. Darren Zumpston, how are you guys? Dave, I hope that answered your question. I know one of the most common questions we do get asked, and we've talked about it here on this broadcast, and we're not going to go down that hole today, but we will definitely, Cam. We got to do it inside another marketing, because season's coming up, right? The end of the year is coming up. I'd like to have us do another marketing and a show just devoted to everything about marketing, because the end of the year is coming, right? And you know, now's the time, guys, to start thinking about getting your marketing decks out for 2022, because budgets are starting to get built. You know,
if you haven't started thinking about it, you're a little late.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, and it's like, you know, don't think the guys are always blowing you off when they say, man, it's not really in the budget. I mean, we're already booking stuff and paying for stuff that is 2021. I mean, we've been give an example, you know, like Grand National Roadster Show, that hall, that setup, that's that's already been done 6 months ago for an event that's scheduled for January. Yes, it's been pushed back, but we're already working on that. We're already talking to, and Andy Kimball and whatnot for the Triple Crown series for next year. I mean, and all that stuff. And we're already working with more racing for stuff next year. So guys, that if you guys, and I'm just talking in general, right? If you guys want a shot at money and support, not just from EMPI, but from any company that you guys want to work with, whether it's M&H Tires or, Lucas Oil or whoever it may be that you're desiring after, get on it, get ready. And I'm sure Cameron and I'll put together a show probably right after SEMA or sometime. We'll sit down and do another marketing show. Cam, you up for it?
I'm more than happy to do that. Not that I'm trying to steal any of your viewers by any means, but I do also have a podcast myself. It's called Racers and Rental Cars, and it's actually based off of what Corey's talking about. So, marketing, the backstory, things like that a lot of people don't understand. And it's really hard to go out and ask somebody for, free product, a free tire, or monetary, money, whatever it is that you're asking for. You have to know how to ask for that instead of, if they say, oh, can I have a free set of tires? Well, what are you going to do for those free set of tires? Right. So you have to tell them what you're going to do. Like say a set of tires is worth $300. Let's just say you're supposed to give them at least double of that, if not triple or quadruple that value in something, whether that's social media, video, results, whatever they're looking for, you need to be able to sell that. And that's what we can get into that more on a different episode.
But you're already touching on it. And it's a great point. I mean, and for us, and I mean, just being a fan of drag racing, and know you are obviously, we want to see you guys out there, our listeners out there racing in different forms, different platforms, and obviously work towards being on the highest platform if that's really your love and passion. Find a car, build your next car, fit into a class that works, so that, it's really cool when you're at an event and you're getting to pits, and then you're at a national and you're in the sportsman. Even though you're a sportsman, you're still there with the big show and you're traveling with that circus and whatnot. So I think it's important to really entice you guys to push even you guys to that.
Yeah, it all starts in the sportsman ranks, you don't just become a professional. I mean, maybe if you win a lottery, but aside from that, it generally starts at a young age or at a sportsman level. I mean, I still race sportsman cars as well. My wife races a super comp dragster. So, I mean, we're out there doing the weekend warrior thing as well. So, I get it. I know how hard it is to sell sometimes the sportsman-esque portion of this. So, yeah, awesome. But you can do it. You can do it. I'm a firm preacher of the fact that you can make money racing sportsman stuff if you do it correctly, because I did it for a long time. I'm still baffled at how many guys actually travel the country, make a living racing comp cars, sportsman stuff. Absolutely.
It just boggles my mind. I mean, you guys, and they're good at what they do, just like any other buddy that works and refines their craft and works.
I'll say, know your craft.
Yeah. But awesome. It also seems like you have some TikTok follower fans here chiming in as well, Cam. Said the TikTok dance you did with your wife was awesome. So,
all right. Hey, I'm glad somebody scoped it out. Yeah. See, but you have to sometimes dare to be different. There you go. Prime example. I mean, I'm not much of a TikTok guy, but my wife wanted me to do that, and we had a really good time doing it. It was our date night at the house. The kids were asleep, and we had a good time doing it. So, I mean, sometimes you just gotta have fun and enjoy yourself. So.
Yep. That's awesome.
That's funny.
Chris from Ottawa Wild Off-Road chiming in all the way from Australia. Appreciate it, man. It's good to see you. And I hope all is well. Looks like they're getting ready to go racing there. And if you guys haven't heard or seen some of the little tidbits going on, we are working with our friends over in Europe, and they'll be doing the Paris to Dakar race in a 516 Baja Bug, man, an EMPI livery. So some really, really neat things that we're doing that EMPI's never done, in its existence. And some of it, nobody's ever done that kind of stuff. And number two, something we haven't done in 40 something years of previous ownership. So it's really fun. It's a breath of fresh air, and it's, we're really enjoying it. We're passionate about where we're going with this thing. So a couple of questions still coming in. Brad Hale's asking, is Cam going to get Ashlyn into a top fuel car? From Brad.
Brad, that is up to her. I don't really think she's interested in the Top Fuel aspect of things, but I think she's interested in a different professional category. But I'll let her expand on that in due time when she would like to. But I mean, yes, I'm a firm preacher of the fact that if you want to try it, don't say no if you ever have the opportunity, because there is nothing in the world like it. So
it's on the bucket list.
Everyone should try it.
Good. What's up, Jerry? Thanks for chiming in. All right. Fun fact. Let's see. A quick fire away. And I know there's a couple people on here that are excluded from this question. So for those of you, so you guys seen some of the toys here, the little Easter eggs have been sitting around here in the back. We'll go ahead and talk about those. We mentioned on the last show. If anybody can mention how Cameron Ferre got his start, I will personally ship you one of my artist samples of the 124 scale. So if you guys can chime in and tell you how Cameron earned enough money and what movie he played in, I will gladly ship you one before the end of the show. DM me your response. First one gets the toy.
Very nice. See, people are just Googling away right now.
Yeah. I have to jam you up. Carol, before we let you go, man, anything else you want to share? And by the way, what's Cameron going to dress up like for Halloween?
I can't tell you. All my magician don't reveal all the secrets. You just went and saw David Copperfield. You know all about that.
Awesome show, by the way. You got to do it. Damn, spaceship came out of the freaking ceiling. But any parting words you want to leave everybody with before we sign off for the day and get back to the normal day job and reality?
I mean, honestly, just a big fat thank you to everybody. Not only everybody at EMPI, but all the fans out there that are Volkswagen, through and through. And it's really hard for some people to grasp this concept, and but the majority of you guys have all really welcomed me with open arms. And even on the off-road side, I mean, the drag racer going off-road is really cool that everybody's been so cool to me, and it's been awesome, and I can't wait to continue and let you guys know what we have in store for the rest of it.
That's awesome, Cam. It sounds like there's a competition brewing right now between Ernie Negrete and Cameron Ferre's TikTok skills and some of the dance offs. So it should be pretty.
Oh boy.
We've had some great tries so far at the show. So we've hit Goonies. We've had Home Alone from our friends over VW Life.
I'll tell you, Goonies, that's actually pretty funny because that's an old movie. And I mean, people don't usually think I'm that old, but I mean, I usually get 17, but
Yeah. Every beer that Cam bought this weekend, he was carded. Yes. Snow movie. So we're getting closer, but it looks like we might sign off and might not get a winner today. So
it's coming into my time of year. I'm just saying.
Yeah, those mailbox checks are going to start rolling in again.
Yep, I can pay my electric bill here pretty quick.
Eddie was trying to get in on it, and yep, that is right. He does have the right answer here. So, but man, what an awesome time, and I'm glad you were able to spend a few minutes with us, kind of share our enthusiasm. That's really what today's show is about, man. Is we get excited to talk about stuff. We're excited to just share with you guys, and hopefully some of the enthusiasm is infectious. Maybe it motivates you at least to go out to the garage, work on your toys, work on your hot rods. Even if you just crack a cold beverage of your choice and just sit there and stare at it and kind of figure out where you want to go with it, because you can't always work on them, but you can figure out where you want to go with it.
That's why my office is in my garage, so I can turn and do that.
Looks like we need help with some Boxo toolboxes in the background next. So
I know. You like that? I got my son's hot rod, and yeah, working on that Boxo deal. Yep. Lucas, where you at?
Anyways, Cam, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for coming in today, and we'll catch you soon.
My pleasure. Thank you, guys, and we'll chat soon.
See ya. Well, there you guys have it. I mean, what an awesome, just a great down to earth dude. And one of the reasons why we partner with guys like that, and he's a great guy, and appreciate you guys timing in. So it looks like we got some guys guessing. But I asked you, who did he play or what did he play? So I guess Google was your friend on some of these. Like about the right time Google checked in. So Darren Zumpston looks like he was first on screen on mine. I give you Darren Zumpston, Chris Wink, and Ray. If you guys can figure out, quickly who he was in the movie, we will be the runoff for that. So, but what not, guys? We really appreciate it. If there's certain show content or certain show ideas that you guys would like us to do, let us know. This is some of the area right now in the time of year where there's so much going on and essentially so little time. We would like to bring you what you're looking for and some of the ideas or some insight to stuff. Maybe we do the show from the shop one day and we just talk, even it'll be a little bit echoey and the sound won't be all that great, but we can talk about some of the stuff, or you want to see some hands-on things, let us know what you'd like to do. When we talked about this a couple times, but if you guys do have a specific idea you'd like to talk about the show, then so be it. And we'll do our best to bring it to that. A couple reminders. Obviously we have, Drag Day's final race of the season coming up. Ashlyn Sacchetti going for the championship still in that. We've got Scott Kelly in the EMPI Bullet battling for a championship as well. So we got two great EMPI powered cars. I believe Jesse Harden's going to be out there too with the Real Street guys trying to go out and give them some hell. We got a lot of cool things happening around here. We got SEMA just around the corner as well. So we've got, we're at Central Hall, biggest booth we've ever done. We've brought in more of all of our companies in to really showcase the product and really where we're going, what we're doing as an organization. We do have kind of a mothership organization now that's kind of holding everything and where we're going and what we're trying to do. We want to share that stuff with you. So 23458, I believe, is our booth number. Just double check that, Eddie, before I forget. Central Hall SEMA, November 2nd through the 5th. Central Hall, like I said, the first time that actually they've done it in history, they're actually letting people buy general tickets on the Friday. So we're booth number 23429 in Central Hall. We will be posting more about that stuff, but I encourage you guys, if you haven't and you're a car guy at all, you could come up on a Thursday, walk the whole outside stuff. It'll take you pretty much all day to watch it and take it in. And then you will be able to walk the hall, and it still won't be enough time, but you could skedaddle through there pretty quick. So on top of that, we will be doing some live shows from SEMA. We have a very, very, very special new product release on Tuesday, November 2nd, opening day. We're going to do that, I believe, around 10 or 11 a.m. I think it's going to be 11. And we'll post about it too, but you'll definitely not want to miss the live new product unveiling, first thing that's ever been done. This product has never been made like this before. It's just something really new and exciting, and it's very, very, very versatile for you horsepower junkies. There's some additional new products that we're going to be showing off on there, so we'll definitely do some lives on that as well. We're bringing a lot of our camera equipment, our microphones and other stuff like that, so we could discuss things remotely. So it'll be a lot of fun, and we're really looking forward to it. And then we're going to do hopefully do some other interviews while we're up there at SEMA. So definitely be ready, be notified, and we'll do our best to crank those things out as fast as we possibly can. So yeah, other than that, man, what an awesome way to spend a Tuesday with you guys. Even though it's just an hour, it's hopefully a good little break away from the daily grind, and we enjoy doing it as much as hopefully you guys enjoy watching. So with that being said, we'll probably do one more quick show next week, because we leave next week the following morning for SEMA for 2 weeks. We got to get everything built and prepped and whatnot. So it's a ton of stuff. So what's up, my buddy? How are you? B-Dub Motorsports checking in. The man, the myth, with the bad little fastback. We are planning to be at PRI as well. It just depends on how everything kind of rolls out over the next little bit. So scheduling is an issue. We do have a booth reserved in the Yellow Hall, I believe, and just trying to kind of finalize everything and if we're going to make it this year or not. So with that being said, guys, thank you for tuning in this week, and we'll do our best to be back same time next Tuesday. So thank you guys so much, and we'll check you next week. See you.